Okay, good morning students. We are going to study today the next module, Module 3. In that, system modeling is a chapter where you are going to have the sub-modules, the interaction models, structural models, behavioral models, model-driven engineering and context models. All these things that we are going to study in this system modeling. First of all, let us see what is system. What is system modeling? So system modeling is going to deal with the development process, which is going to be the abstract model of the system. It is going to be the developing the project in the form of abstract models, and it is going to be the perspective of the way of that we are going to see, that is going to be different. That is what we will be going to say in the system modeling, and which is going to be useful when it is going to be represented in the form of UML diagrams, that is unified modeling language diagrams are there. So they will be going to give you the complete structure of the modeling system. So the individual functionalities of those things, that it is going to be properly, it is going to be given in the diagram, so that everybody can understand what exactly that system is going to do. And also this is going to help us for the analyst to analyze the functionality of the system and the communication between the customer also. There are so many perspectives of the system is going to be there, means the way in which that you are going to see the system. There are external perspectives there, interaction perspective, structural perspective and behavioral perspective. When you are going to see this external perspective system, so it is in the form of the model is going to be in the form of environment of the system or the context of the system, that it is going to be dealt with this. Then interaction perspective, if you are going, then the interactions between the system and its environment is nothing but the way in which the models are going to get interacted with that. Okay, the system and the total environment of the project, that it is going to be discussed in this. Means to say that the perspective of that is going to be present. Next is the structural perspective, where your data is going to be processed by the system. Either the data is going to be processed by the system, or the way in which the interactions are going to be, the integration of the two models are going to be present in that. Okay, those things, those views are going to be presented here. Then the behavioral model, where the output is going to be seen. It is anything but whenever that it is going to be in the execution mode, there is a dynamic behavior of the system. Okay, it represents with events, means whether the actions are going to be happening in the system or not. Those perspectives, the data is being derived in this. We are having diagrams as a unified modeling language diagrams are there. So these diagrams are going to be helpful for us in this particular study for the activity of the we have to do some modeling systems. Okay, so there it is going to be more useful. So let us see what are those diagrams. First is an activity diagram. This shows the activities involved in the process or in the data processing. It means to say that whenever the data is getting processed, for example, factorial program you are reading, so there is a process is there, means the execution part of the looping concept is going to be there, that I am going to call as an activity. Data is getting processed over there. Okay, so how we will be going to make this one as a diagram, so that how we are going to show this one as an activity. It is any processes are going to be there, any process which is going to involve the activity should be there in that, means the communication between the two or more actors are going to be present, and those things are getting communicated. Those things are going to be called as activity diagrams. Use case diagrams. So these are going to show the interaction between the system and its environment. Here also the communication is going to happen between the actor and the processes. Sequence diagrams. These are the interaction diagrams again. Interactions between the system and the system components. So where the activity is in the form of a bar chart. It is going to be charts will be there, like bars will be there, which is going to be the actors and the system components are on there. How they are going to interact. The lines are going to be present in this step-by-step operations. We can say that this is a one way. We can say that flow chart. Okay, a step-by-step sequentially that it is getting executed. Those things, the interactions are going to happen. That particular diagrams, if you draw, it is easy to understand. Then the class diagrams, where the objects in the classes are going to be present, and how these are going to interact with the objects and the functionalities in the class. Then state diagrams, which it is going to represent the interaction between the internal and external events. Is nothing but the actions are going to be there, like that, like the behavioral model. So like that, there you will be going to have this state diagrams. First, let us study in this interaction model. In the interaction model, you will be going to have the identity of the user requirements, identifying the user requirements, and system communication is going to be there in that. Thirdly, you have the model of the system that you will be going to have, that interaction system that you will be going to develop in this. So understanding the concepts, what exactly that it is going to do, and anything is dependable in that system, that also you will be going to see in this. These diagrams, use case and sequence diagrams, can be used in this interaction models. So use cases, basically it is being developed for the support of requirements, the development, and okay, so new things that it is going to communicate. So those things, whenever that it is going to be present, the model is going to be given over there. It's nothing but a diagrams it is going to be, which it is going to interact with the system. Then different tasks, internal, external tasks are going to be, the interactions are going to be there. At that time also you can use this use case modeling. There's an actor will be there, and the system is going to be there. Actor is going to act on the systems where the communication is going to happen. One of the diagram which shows the representation of this from mental health care system. Okay, mental care system. There's a transfer data use cases there. Like this diagrams, if whenever that will be going to get, then closing your eyes you can say that it is a use case diagram. Don't say that only the use case diagram. By seeing this, anybody can understand that it's a use case diagram. For what it has been written, what is the functionality of this diagram? Because these diagrams are written basically to understand what exactly that function is going to do. Okay, so here the transfer data is the function. Transfer data from where to where? So the medical receptionist is going to transfer the data to the patient record system. Very clear information is there in this. Like this, if it is going to be, then even while explaining the this concept to the customer from the developer side, it is very easy. You can understand, everybody can understand this particular concept, right? So whenever there is a doll like people is going to be mentioned, then immediately you can say that it is a use case diagram. What type of transfer of the data that you are going to make it? Either it is a personal data or it is going to be the patient history data. That is the diagnostic data that it is going to be recorded into the patient record system. This is another way of describing the use case. That is a transfer of data. How it is going to be? There's actors are there. Actors are nothing but the dots which is going to be shown over there. Okay. Then actors. There are two actors in this. One is a medical receptionist, and another is a patient record system. Description is that which type of data that you will be going to transfer. Either it's a patient information system